Let's see if I can't smoke pretty good pork loin today. It's a Swift Premium. I like to buy the ones that already don't have flavoring on them. They seem to take and any flavor you want that way really well. But when you buy the ones that are pre-seasoned, a lot of times they come out really strong tasting. So today I'm going to do a traditional barbecue seasoning and see how it goes. I'm going to smoke it about 2 hours, really low, so I can get a pretty good smoke flavor to it. And then I'll finish it. I want to end up at about 150 to 55 degrees. And once you take it off and let it rest, it'll probably come up and peak at about 160. I don't like pork lower than that, not because it's not safe, but it gets a little bit rubbery for me. I'm more of a 155 to 60 degree guy. Some guys only go to 150, 145. It is technically safe there, I read now, but I like the meat a little bit firmer than that, and it's still extremely juicy when I'm done. Let's see if I can cut this over at the sink to handle the juice running away. I was incorrect. It's 2 of them, not 1. That's perfectly fine. I don't put any mustard or anything on mine. They usually just leave them a little bit damp from the juice coming out of the package. And I have mixed this in thirds. It's one third barbecue seasoning. It's a Weber's that I use, and then 1/3 salt and 1/3 black pepper. And I apply it liberally. Usually what I do as well is add a little bit of a cooking spray, and it just simply is going to act as a binder. A lot of guys will use yellow mustard. Any of it works, and I've found the mustard versus cooking spray, nothing's really going to enhance the flavor. It's just a binder. So use whichever binder you want. But apply it very liberally. Of course, with pork, you don't have strong flavor, so that's the reason I love fresh pork like this, is you can make it pretty well any flavor you want, and it's extremely lean meat. You just want to get it covered liberally. I've let it set out for almost an hour. You want the meat to come up to temp, that way it just doesn't take near as long on the smoker. I've had the smoker going for about 10 to 12 minutes, preheating. I just want a really good smoke coming out of it because it's going to be smoking at about 160 degrees. Put a little bit more on it of just the Weber's seasoning. I didn't quite get enough. I like using the Weber seasonings. They have very little salt in them. That way I can control the salt content myself by adding it. But I can add spice without adding salt. That's where a lot of your cheaper ones, by adding spice, you're going to make the meat over salty. You can't control it because it's already in there. Cheapest spice will always be salt. That looks pretty good. Today I'm going to be using the Carbon LITE by Lavatools. It's Bluetooth, works with iOS or Android, either one I believe, and looks like a little Mac Mini of sorts. You push this and it comes on, and it will glow green, yellow, red around it. It ultimately will flash green, just showing you have connection, and your app on your phone. It tracks the time of the meat, time till done. It is a dual use probe. You have a sensor right here at the very tip, and right back here at the back you have a different one as well. So what it's actually allowing you to do is see the internal temp of the meat, and then you leave about this part back exposed out of the meat, and this will show you the ambient temperature of your grill at the meat, which is really the only place you care about where that it is. So rather than looking at the temperature on the grill, which may be up on the dome or somewhere else, you're not really concerned with that. You set it by what this is telling you, and I have found this to be extremely accurate. I'll put a link on the video below. I got it off of Amazon, very reasonably priced. Well, I've got both of them on there. We have the temperature probe inserted. Of course, as you can see, there's a part exposed down here so that we can see the ambient temp. I'm going to go ahead and close the lid. The grill is running pretty consistent at this point in time. Got everything coming out, everything hooked up right here now as well. Close it up, and we're going to see if we can monitor it and see what it does for a little while. We're down to 120 is what it says right here, but it'll come up about 150, 160 now with the lid shut. And it'll vary 10 or 15 degrees up and down. We're not concerned so much with temperature right now. We're just on the smoke setting. We're wanting consistent smoke. After we get about 2 hours of consistent smoke, we'll turn it up to get consistent heat to finish out at our determined temperature.